All right, Fiona Anderson with us now from Business in Vancouver. Good morning, Fiona.
Good morning, Sophie.
Talking about credit cards.
Yes, now for most of us, Christmas is probably a long way, distant memory, but it's not for our credit cards. BMO Bank of Montreal has done a survey asking Canadians about how they use their credit card, but also asking them how much they spent over Christmas. Most of us, on average, added about $1,200 to our credit card, so that's why it's a timely time actually to think about how we use them and how we should use them. So here's some of the statistics that BMO found out from their survey. 52% of us, or those surveyed, pay for a majority of their purchases through credit card. And you see this all the time in lineups for Starbucks or anything. People just hand over their card for absolutely everything. When, if you remember in the old days, we used to actually use cash for some of those things. But 32% don't actually keep track of what they're spending, so they don't actually know until the end of the month how much they've spent. So that makes it pretty hard to budget if you actually don't know. But despite that, despite not actually keeping track of what they spend, how we pay off our cards, 51% of people still manage to pay them off at the end of the month. Now, and that's regularly. Now, 28% of people said they almost always carry a balance, and 26% of people said when they get their bill at the end of the month, they actually scramble like crazy trying to find the money to throw on to the Visa card or credit card and do it. Then they borrow money for other expenses. So BMO is suggesting that maybe it turns into a bit of a vicious circle. You spend money that you don't know you have because you're not really paying attention. And then at the end of the month, you get this bill going, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with this? Surprisingly, though, still 51% of people do manage to pay it off each month. But the worrisome bit, 25% of Canadians surveyed actually thought that credit limit was their money to spend. But it even was worse when it came to millennials. 33% of millennials thought that they could actually spend that credit limit. You have a $10,000 credit limit in your Visa. They think, I'm not broke. I've still got $10,000. So that's something that really shouldn't be done. You really must remember that Visa is just an easy way to pay for things. It's not actually a borrowing technique. So keep that in mind when you're actually buying things. Try to budget. Try to actually keep track of what you're spending, and try to remember it's just an think of it as a payment tool.
Well, and they make it even easier now, right, with the tap card thing that they do. And so it's a little frightening how easy, and then with these the apps where you can just link your credit card to your smartphone, it's just way too easy now.
It's way too easy. We've got high credit limits often, and then we've got overdrafts in our bank accounts. We can actually use that to pay off the Visa. It's definitely way too easy to spend money. So maybe, hey, why not just carry money in your wallet, take it out of the bank? I know it's old-fashioned,
so
but
quaint.
so quaint.
Thank you very much, Fiona.
Thanks.